Good morning, everyone. About 13 minutes to the bell. I'm just getting my brokerage set up. Looks like we had some connection issues. I think we're live right now. Good right now. Okay, let's get back to it. What's going on with this? There we go. So, like I was saying, I have a 100K funded account through Apex Trader Funding. Discount code um, in the description of this video. And here's my performance account. So $100,000. I just need to add the commission fee structure to that. So I'm on the ES on the charts to the left, and my order entry is here, and I'm just waiting for setup here. So last night I did a little bit of top-down analysis, down from the weekly, daily, and all the way down to the 15-minute around midnight last night, and I had a draw on liquidity here. There's a daily fair value gap. There's consequent encroachment, and then on the 1 hour, wick. So if I go to the 1 hour, you can see there's a wick here with consequent encroachment. I marked that out. This was last night. Wish I would have live streamed it because it's pretty cool that the price bounced right off of that area. So the draw liquidity here, actually now this is going to be my point of interest for a possible, dip down into this price and a rally up into this 30-minute fair value gap. There's a volume balance and a balanced price range up here. So this will be the limit of or my target for today. My first partial, if I do go long, is going to be midnight open. If my bias switches short, it'll probably be down to these lows for today. I wouldn't trust to go down any further. I see a very strong uptrend with a nice pullback, but we did set in a low during right after London. So that explains my bias. So yeah, at 9:30 we'll look for a trade up until lunch hour, and then I'll stop the stream, and then probably look for a after lunch trade after that. So let's go down to the 15. Let's see what else we can see. I have a little cheat here, which is all my indicators that mark out fair value balances, volume balances and all that. And we can see on the 15, there's a nice one right here we come down to. So if I mark that out, you can see it on this chart. So this is a lot less busy and just with all my annotations only. And so that one would be that area. We're very close to OTE on a pullback. So we have some internal range liquidity here I'd want to see this dip down into. Let's look at the 5 minutes, see if there's any other points. 5 minute, we have the exact, oh, okay. We have a nice volume balance for the 15 minutes. You just mark it like that because I'll get kind of lost in my annotations if I don't mark it more accurately. So we're looking at here, this entire downtrend was initiated from this from midnight onward with this shift in market structure, and we have a constant market structure shift to the downside. So depending on if the market swings up or down and then continues to go up, I'm going to be really cautious on holding any longs for today. It could be a very sideways day and more of a scalp type setup. Or if it dips up above, I would be confident in taking a short down to this level. But again, I think kind of a ranging sort of day and not have any follow through. We've had some pretty strong moves in the last week up, and then down was kind of mediocre. So where after strong moves, sometimes there's smaller moves, or after smaller moves there's stronger moves. So I'm kind of giving Monday the opportunity to be just a ranging type of day. That's very possible for that to happen. So we have 6 minutes to the open. So 5 minute. A little nervous live streaming with you guys and trading live funds. We can do this. Okay, so we had a break in market structure to the downside, then to the upside. So this would be, I guess, considered a breaker block. I'm not too great at breaker blocks here because we broke down to the downside and then we broke up to the upside. So maybe on the 15-minute breaker would be more prevalent. Yeah, 15 minutes a little bit more obvious what that breaker is. So look at that down close candle, and so that's got some confluence with it being consequent encroachment near the volume imbalance in the 15-minute. So the 5, we can see there's a fair value gap right there as well. So at the top of that fair value gap, I consider a long possibility. And that is almost in line with OTE. So anything below discount, this one is, there's some internal range liquidity here. So I'm going to mark that out. So we also have some liquidity here. So let me draw a fair OTE from the top down. My bias is long. We have relatively equal highs here, plus OTE, plus a fair value gap, and a volume balance. So I got kind of my setup on both directions, and I'm neutral for the day, but I'm bullish for the week. It's a little bit hard to say. I think I'll be prepared to take orders in either direction today. So with this one, it would be long here with, let's say, 4 3/4 point stop, probably 2.5 to 1. Trust that. And then on the short side, it would be this volume balance. With a stop there. So almost identical. take profit right here. So let's see what price does. Now let's use a market order to get filled here. As far as size goes, I'm looking at about, say, 5 on average. So we can trade about 4 contracts either direction. And we're going to be risking about $100 in this trade. So let's see, open. Waiting for a setup. No news today. We got news tomorrow. Fed Chair Powell speaks at noon New York time. 30 seconds to the bell. And just in case I gotta walk away, I'm gonna add some alerts here. Might be kind of a slow start, not sure. All right, so we broke some internal range liquidity. Kind of want to see it come up a little bit. There, it broke over that high. Took out any shorts from pre-market. Continue to come up a little bit more. I want to see it fill this volume balance. Okay. There we go. So my
Order filled.
stop is going to be 41.3250.
Order submitted.
Our take profit was said. So we're going to short there. 775 exactly. We're going to take 3 off. So I'm going to lay my plan out now and not adjust it. Oh, we did break structure to the upside here, so this could be very well stopped out. I'm allowing myself 2 trades. Looks like we're going to take this liquidity too. So I could exit right now. I'll give it a chance. Wait, we're up here in midnight open too, which it's going to look for. It's going to look for liquidity there. So this is going to be probably not going to work out. So first trade, first stream, going to be a loser. That's right. We have a max daily loss of $200. So I give myself probably another opportunity. That's what I get for trying to trade counter trend. But there's no real opportunity to enter off the open. These opens have been the hardest for me. Kind of do. We have a little bit of SMT divergence on the ES and NQ and the YM. Part of me wants to get out now because I feel like it's going to reach higher. Look at the NQ really quick. Oops. Yeah. NQ, a nice bounce off. So let's see. Maybe I got lucky. This one with my stop. Probably just remove some risk. Well, that spike occurred on the what was the high here? I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry. Okay, so internal range liquidity. Might switch my bias here and go long on a reversal. Okay, make some profit. So what happened here? Maybe I didn't identify this as a breaker. This right here is the breaker. I'll have to go back to my notes, but I think we have a move down, and then a move up. So this is a little bit sloppy, 5 minute. But a better entry would have been right off these highs. There's no real fair value gap here though, so. Once it comes into this range, I'm going to go ahead and I'll move my stop. So my target was 112.50. Let's go a few ticks above 14.
Order submitted.
1 minute. So this could present itself as a breaker right here, an accelerant to the downside. We have some relatively equal lows here that we could target as well as far as the second partial or the second exit. Let me go ahead and remove some risk because This could be supportive, this little price leg structure. I want to see how it reacts off of this. I'm going to at least reduce my risk to this high. I don't want it to come and fill this fair value gap at all, which is exactly my entry. So actually, I want to reduce my risk even more. I could see it come back up and fill this, but I want to see this fair value gap. If this gets respected, I will hold. We'll hold the trade. Could go sideways for a while now. So and that would be what, $20 loss, reducing my risk from 40 plus commissions. So not the end of the world. Let's see, how's the stream doing? Unluckily, I don't know what that means. Craft. All right, so we have institutional order drill on that fair value gap. I believe that's what it's called. Still get my terms down on ICT. It's got so many. So we have, consequent encroachment would have been coming up with this fair value gap 50%. But when you get a spike into it like that, where it just touches it, I believe it's a institutional order drill. So you see it ranging here. People thinking this is supportive, this fair value gap, but I just see this volume imbalance and these equal lows is too juicy. And we think about a week with the power of 3, what ICT teaches. He's got, where's the drawing tool? So we got the bar looks like this, right, on the up week. We have the open, low, high, and close. Monday we opened, pre-market, and then this is the drop down if we have a bullish week. So I'm looking to see a little bit of this on Monday, and then continuation up after we clear out some of this more of this liquidity. I don't think it wants to leave all this behind though on its way up. So this looks like this fair value gap and order block is being tapped into. And I'd like to see it break down below that. There's sell side liquidity here, here resting, and here. There was a bunch up here, and obviously that was cleared out by the open. So I think it's going to come back and attack that later in the day. We could see price come up and take out this high before it rolls down, so I'm not moving my stop yet. Just limiting my risk. Let's see how the stream is doing. Oh, I forgot to say I'm in a trade. All right, now we see this order block being rejected. We saw this fair value gap be respected, and so I'm pretty confident and maybe taking 2 off here.
Order filled.
I'm gonna take 2 off. Just kind of not very patient right now. Do 1 here. And then I'll do 2, break even. So I realized about $92. I'll take 1 more. Should have waited just a few seconds longer, but I think that there's a lot of people shitting their pants right now that are long from the open. And I'm seeing the other, that looks pretty bullish, actually. Buy another one.
Order filled.
And I'm going to take this down to the volume balance, 410. Just to 411. I would say we're going to attack these equal lows too. We're going to head for that volume balance. But this could be very supportive, this area here, this breaker. I have a feeling this can be kind of a rangy day. You know, I should show here too is my commissions, right? Does it show that? Total commissions? Okay, yeah. Well, let me pay for my commissions at least. $5 profit. Still respecting that fair value gap. It has a nice strong rejection off of this order block right here. So if we break through that, I think with this thing still open, that's a real accelerant for price to come down and take out these equal lows. So I might move, take profit to, I won't be too greedy. Be very happy with, I think that'd be over $200. It'd be, 2 to 1. Right now, if I stop out here, then it'd be a little over 1.15 to 1, which is really piss poor. Cannot stay in the game too long if that's the kind of risk reward you have. My projected risk reward is at least 2.3 with my win rate and everything. So just took, well, how many points did I get on average? 8.25. It sucks. All right, well, I'll wait for that to play out. Let's put 15. Yeah, so I kind of would like to see price continue to trend down a little bit into today, possibly into tomorrow, and just come up here and test this fair value gap. I have a 30-minute fair value gap. If I go to 30, there's also a volume imbalance here, and there's a balanced price range. So balanced price range, I believe, is, I don't know if that's in the 30-minute or not. I don't see it. Where are you? Huh. Not seeing a balanced price range here. Let's see. Do you see it? Cheat sheet. Oh yeah, right here. So there's a fair value gap back to back with this red box being a balanced price range. Okay, so this looks like it might be a breaker on the 1 minute. So if we go to 1 minute, mark that up. We're going to have a swing high, a swing low. And so these two consecutive up close candles, if price, well, let's see, swing high, it hasn't become a breaker yet. It's accumulating, looks like it's accumulating longs at this point. Might see some accumulation. This looks pretty supportive of price. Looking back, looks like we set in some purges, some liquidity grabs here prior to pre-market, and then we had a market structure shift. So yeah, had I not gotten this trade, I would have been long here likely. So I think this is a really strong case for longs right now. I think this is going to become the breaker right up here. I could be wrong, but I'm just going to remove this. I'm just going to hide it. So move up.
Order filled.
Move down. Okay, we're out.
Order canceled.
18 for the day is pretty bad risk to reward. So what we have here is a move up, then move down. I believe this would be the breaker right here. I would not want to go short here. This looks like a pretty sideways day. Let's go to the 5 minute. These breakers are really strong if you can identify them. We're going to break to the upside, break to the downside. Actually, yeah, probably been better to leave my stop up higher. I think that was just a liquidity grab for the further move down. I still think shorts are valid here. Kind of hard to say, it's very sideways, but I'm gonna stop the stream, and if I take a lunchtime trade, I'll start it again. But yeah, it ended up at 118.42 for the day. Let's see if I unhide short position. My original RR was 2.81. I captured about half of that. Yeah, it was a nice rejection off of that. Definitely going down lower, likely. Just kind of a sideways day. It's unfortunate. Could have about 5 1/4 risk. But that's okay. No, I'm not beating myself up for on a Monday just scalping that for 8 1/4 points. It's okay. It's performance. So if we look here, let's bring this over. P11. Right. There we go. Executions. Orders. Points wise. I guess Ninja Trader is kind of annoying in that you gotta divide that by the number of contracts. So yeah. Also, I'll show you guys. Trade log. So I have this custom trade log made via Airtable. And to delete these, so it's pretty cool. I delete these. Oh, that's such a retro. Okay. All right, deposit. Let's say that happens actually on Friday last week. So the 3rd. I got funded on the 3rd. So deposit. Let me go back to my interface. So $100,000 account balance. Tags, setups. So I used to use this setup, but I don't anymore. It's pretty dumb. So we'll call this ICT. Okay. And then we have all the different instrument types with the sides. And so on the main dashboard, what I'll do is I'll enter a new trade entry. I'll put the dates, just today, the time, get back to my performance, executions. For 9, we'll call it 9:31. Eastern time. Let's do that, 9:31. It's gonna be trade number 1. Trade length. We exited our last position 51. Started at 31, so it's 20 minutes. 0.20. 4 contracts, 5 1/4 risk points. Closed 8. Let's see. Where are the points? I gotta figure this out. $41.27, 75 minus 41.25, 7 1/4. 15 points total. Then 1 point for the last exit. 8.5, so 8.5 plus 1 plus 15 divided by 4 is 6. We'll call it 6. Let's see, does that work? It didn't calculate. Why did it not calculate? Oh, the instrument. Okay, I gotta do MES. Alright, 105, so I guess I'm wrong there. 6.125. Oh yeah, let's see, it counts. Pretty close. I can't do 125. What if I do 25? Let's try that. Very close. So yeah, we'll just take that. Oh, there we go. P&L 1842. So figure out exactly how that works. That's pretty cool. So we'll see this thing populate. It's got calendar view. So it's January, about February. There's a win. So it'll populate like that. If we go back, there's a gallery. So I'll put some screenshots as well of this and annotate that really nicely, what I saw, what I didn't see. I have groupings here. So one win based on setup, and then I'll add some tags here. For instance, it was a counter trend trade. And this is my trade detail. So thinking about making this available to people. It's basically you never have to pay any monthly fees for this trading journal. It's using Airtable as the backend, and I built this whole thing to behave a lot like a paid service. So I think it'd be really helpful for people to just pay a one-time fee and have this for life. Yeah, it's going really sideways today. So I'm pretty happy with today's trades. Again, I might take the lunchtime trade, and I was going to fill out journaling, and I'll